Isaiah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, there he is. Good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Just out here living a little
Oh,
bit.
man. Good to put a face with the voice, man. Thanks for all your time way back ahead of that AFC championship game.
No problem, no problem, no
That was fun.
problem.
And thanks for making time here. These are the go long OGs, the subscribers here. They can't wait to get to know you a little bit. They know a lot about you because you're a fan favorite. So I know everybody's psyched to have you back in Buffalo, which has got to be awesome. Seems like you're having some fun with it too yourself, right?
Oh man, I'm enjoying it. I always this is where I wanted to be, so I had to just make it happen. So
Love it. Love it. Well, as everybody, I mean, everybody knows your incredible story, man. Miami Gardens, Denver to Buffalo. I mean, you've overcome so much, and you're beloved here. Can basically get any candy, any moment, right? So life is good. But I'm just like I kind of was catching up with you before. I mean, it's just kind of a free flowing deal here. I mean,
yeah,
these are a lot of Bills fans. I'm sure they got things to ask you, things they want to know about you. So
this
they don't
this
want to
is
hear
happy.
me blab.
This is happy hour. Like I get to pour a drink or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a happy hour. What you got working?
Some Gatorade. That's about it. Some water.
Andy Janovich was about 12 bush lights in, I think, before we hit record last week. So
Oh, that's my guy, Andy. Andy was
yeah,
my guy. He was in Denver.
that's right. You guys were teammates. Nice.
Yeah, I like Andy.
He was a good dude. Well, man, you guys know the deal. Just, we don't need to call on it. I'm sure you guys have stuff to ask Isaiah, so just fire away anytime you want here.
Yeah, whatever you want to add.
Isaiah, this is Colin down here in New Jersey. Thanks, big fan. Wondering if you're ready to return punts this year.
I'm ready to return punts and kicks. Actually, I want both jobs. So that's the plan. To take away both jobs. You know what I'm saying? When you got more jobs, you get more money. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
How tough is it, Isaiah? I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but like your opportunities, it's like that ball comes your way, man. You don't know when it's
Yeah,
going to be coming back. So I imagine like that thought process of needing to take advantage of that opportunity. It's the pressure's high.
the pressure is high. Like you never know what game uh, you would get the ball. One game you probably get the ball 5 times. Well, in my position, I probably get the ball 3 times max, and like the middle, I probably get like one the next game. So I try to whenever I know I'm getting that chance, I try to take full advantage. Whether I'm like zigzagging across the field or trying to get extra yards, like I'm trying to make it happen because you got Diggs and Bees. At the time, John Brown, even Josh. Josh will take off sometimes. It's like, dang, I could have had my opportunity there. But once you get that ball in the hands, you gotta take advantage because you never know the next time will come around.
Man. What do you say, Joe, Mike, Jason? Fire away.
Oh, okay. Hey Isaiah, how you doing? Nice to meet you, sir.
Oh no, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Question. When it comes to like your receiving skills, I kind of think of you as like a switchblade, like
Yeah,
or like you just do a lot of different things.
yeah.
Is there a part of you though that wishes though like you could be like that every down like wide receiver though? Like like because I think I saw like you played like a quarter of the snaps last year, and I'm just curious if you feel like you should play more, like you should be like that third option on the team, and like hey I should get more reps, and like is there a part of you that thinks you should be able to do that, or do you
Uh,
just like the role you're in?
Um, I could always use a bigger role. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind taking on extra plays. Obviously, and I wouldn't say obviously, but like that's what anyone would like. Anyone would like more balls, and of course I would like more balls. But at the moment, I got to try to get more balls elsewhere. Like returning. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more plays on offense, but I know my role, and I'm not mad about it at all. You know what I'm saying? I just take advantage of what they give me. But eventually, hopefully, if God's willing, eventually I'll get a bigger role, and I don't mind just waiting on my turn. But I see what you're saying. I totally agree. I could use a few more plays on offense, but it'll happen though.
I mean, I got that sense from you when we talked. I mean, you see what a guy like Curtis Samuel's doing, right? I mean,
Yeah,
and he just got a good chunk of change there with Washington. It's like you can do this stuff.
yeah.
I
You
imagine
just
part of it.
you just gotta have you just gotta get more. It's just like you said, Curtis Samuel. You know what I'm saying he went for he went for 1,000 yards, right?
Yeah, right around there.
Right, 1,000 yard receiving, but he also does like jet sweeps, get at running back. I'm saying I don't know if he was a returner. I don't think he was a returner, but like he can do multiple things. I feel like I can do the same thing, and the time will come. Can't really push it.
Well, somebody's got to ask. Power rank your top 3 candies.
Top 3 candies. At number 3, I'm gonna go with gummy bears. So like just generic gummy bears. Number 2, I'm gonna say Snickers, and number 1 is the Reese's.
Is there a wild card though? There's got to be some candy that you love that nobody's talking about enough, right? Like you're a connoisseur of this stuff.
Candy. Well, a wild card, throw a wrench in there. I'm gonna have to say sour straws. Those are very underrated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're probably old, but I still like them to this day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I catch myself craving them a little bit. I don't know why, but I'm a sweets guy. I like just eating candy. I was just eating little bites. You know what I'm saying? Just some music. Even though it's not candy, I mean, it's kind of candy, not really, but sweet.
I think Twizzler bites are the best candy in the world right now.
I feel like Twizzlers are nasty.
What? Strawberry Twizzlers, man. Like this, but the bites though I don't like the string ones. The bites though, those are awesome. I can't.
I can't. Twizzlers like that, I feel like they're too plain. Like
Yeah.
You can taste the strawberry, but it's like I don't know. It's like plain. Like I guess I don't know. It's hard.
Tyler, you need to revoke Joe's membership for that one.
Yeah,
That's an unacceptable opinion.
Twizzlers? What the hell?
Twizzler bite. Twizzler bite in that bag.
It's the same shit.
It's not. They're different. It's cherry. The Twizzler bites are cherry, whereas the long ones are strawberry, which I don't like the long ones. They suck.
The bites are cherry. That's
There's still Twizzlers and they're still terrible, unfortunately.
I agree.
I don't know what to tell you.
No. You guys need to go to CVS, Walgreens, and get like the fresh bag. Okay, that's it. You got.
Is there even such a thing as a fresh bag of a Twizzler?
Oh yeah.
No.
A fresh bag of Twizzlers. Oh, I mean, on the food though, Isaiah, you run your business down there in Florida. You've been in Buffalo long enough to eat some good wings. I'd imagine. Like everybody's got to have an opinion on wings, right? Like, what do you like? Where do you get them? How do you eat them? I don't know if that's been out there with you.
The wings. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Picasso. I think it's a pizza place as well. But I get the honey mustard and medium wings.
Okay.
Amazing, fire, like awesome.
Picasso pizza. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But they got the wings. It's honey mustard and medium. You had to like mix it together.
Gotcha.
And it's the best thing ever. And I got it from Jordan Phillips when Jordan Phillips was here in Buffalo. He's a heavier guy, so he knows all the foods. And I went to his house and he was eating. And I'm like, yo, these wings are amazing. And he told me this joke. Yeah, he came to he gave me a joke. He was like, yeah, fat people make the best food. And I'm like, why would you say that, bro? I'm like, well, I mean, I can't say no. But
I mean, maybe it's just metabolism. I don't know.
Heavy people. I don't know if it's the best food. I know a couple of skinny people that can make that food too.
Yeah. Just gonna. Sorry, Andrew. I don't know if you're asking a question or not.
Isaiah, what was the biggest deciding factor for you in coming back to Buffalo?
There was nothing that could really detour me from coming back, unless it was like a busload of money, which I knew I wasn't getting. You know what I'm saying? But even then, you know what I'm saying, if the playing fields were even, I was coming back to Buffalo. Buffalo gave me a little bit more, I was coming back. So there was nothing really that can take me away. Somebody had to really, blow me away with an offer for me to leave. But other than that, like it was, if Bean, like I said, if Bean would have said, hey, you know what I'm saying, come here and we got you a bunch of candy and hotel points, a new car, that I would have been there immediately, you know what I'm saying? But it was nothing that could really change my mind from not coming back, unless it was just like a obvious, situation. But there was no obvious situations. I knew with the cap being that low, it was not really things didn't really shake out how I wanted to this year. But it is what it is,
I mean, God, what was that process like? Because it's like there are a lot of guys in your position. It's just terrible timing with the way the cap was, with COVID and everything. I imagine you're hoping for something different.
I was telling my agent, I'm like, yeah, I guess it was the wrong time to like get 8 total touchdowns. Like I'm like I should have did that next year. Like there's no telling if I can get 8 more touchdowns. Like I feel like that was so. I wasn't aware of what I was gonna do, but at the same time, I feel like after that season, I'm like, yo, that was so hard. Like I don't think I can do that again. But I'm gonna try to do it again.
Just gotta get you the ball more, right? That's it.
A little bit more.
Isaiah, do you think with Andre Roberts leaving, have the Bills at all told you, like, because I know you return punts, like, do you at all think you're going to become the main kick returner, or do you want to be the main kick returner, or you rather stick to being a wide receiver?
No, I want to do both. Well, all three. I want to do kick return. I want to do punt return, obviously, and have my role at receiver. But those two positions, I want to, hone in a little more because I really want those. I know my receiver position. I know if at the receiver position, I know I have my role. But at the punt return and kick return position, I want that role as well, so I can get them more touches.
Did they tell you you're going to return kicks?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, cool.
Hey, I was hoping you would talk about the AFC Championship game and the preparation and everything that went into preparing for the Chiefs. I thought you guys, had been playing your best football up until that point, and it was, I think you guys probably included were disappointed as to your offensive performance that game. What's the feeling going into that game in the locker room? And then, what do you guys think maybe went wrong that didn't let you guys, perform the way that you wanted to on offense?
Going into that game, we had no doubt that, every team wants to win. And when you're in that position and you get to that game, you know what I'm saying? It's any teams, any teams win. And that's what we were saying. Like, we're going to go in here, we're going to win this game. That's our plan. I'm pretty sure that was the Chiefs' plan. But, from the opposite side of the ball, you know what I'm saying? It was just, we had to execute. They executed better than we executed. So that's really how the game went. And the results, we lost the game. But other than that, I'm pretty, like, there was a lot of things we could have got better at that we, we wish we would have had back. But at the same time, but we learned from it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come back next year and try to do the same thing, try to get even further. But, going into that game, we were like, hey, we were ready. We weren't scared of the stage, the big stage, the AFC Championship and all that. We was just, going in there like, we're the Buffalo Bills. We got here for a reason. We didn't get here off a fluke season. So, but we learned from it. This year we're coming back even stronger.
What's it like, Isaiah? I mean, the identity of the Bills, it just seems like, especially with what's gone on the last few weeks with loading up on offense, you just want to outscore everybody, right? You want to score 30, 40, 50 points. And nobody's been able to say that, sober in Western New York, I think, since the early 90s. what's it like to be in the middle of that? And I mean, it's to you, is that kind of the identity of this team? And maybe when you get back to that moment, go for it on 4th down. Like, go to Arrowhead, let's go for it. Like, let's try to outscore these guys.
You know, when I got there in 2018, it was kind of, things were kind of rough around the edges and we were, we were barely scoring points. And in 2019, we were getting a little better, what I'm saying? We still couldn't get over that 24-point mark. You know what I'm saying? Now we just through the roof, like you said. It's, I'm saying, I've been there through the hard times, and now I'm here through these times, which are the great times. I just feel like, in the beginning, it was kind of like a defensive team. The defense, held their own, and they helped us out. You know what I'm saying, when we were in the low scoring moments. But what I'm saying, now I feel like it's even. We got a great defense. Now we got a great offense. Now we just got to put it together. Like I said, and make another run, and this time, finish it off the right way.
What kind of reaction have you had to the prank video, the got to get the water wet video? You made yourself a target, I'm guessing, with your teammates. I'm thinking you got to watch your back for a while.
Yeah, I had I tried to call Trey White today, and he said, "Yo, I'm never answering your FaceTimes again. You got me all over the internet." I'm like, I said Brandon Bean made me do it, even though he didn't. But I said Brandon Bean made me do it, and then a lot of guys was like, "Yo, I'm not answering your FaceTime." So I tried to FaceTime those guys back just on a regular phone call, and they wouldn't answer. So I had to text them like, "Hey, this is not a prank," like, but they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They feel like I joke all the time. So I'm like, "Nah, man, out."
What's the best prank that you've pulled? I imagine there's probably more there that we haven't seen, right? On the Bills.
With the team or just in general?
Anything, ever.
Best prank I ever pulled. Gee whiz. I got a lot of them. I would have to say no. Team.
It's all off the record here too, so if it's
I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's an awesome question. Like, I've just had so many. Oh man. I had pork ketchup all over me one day, and I pretended like somebody like I was dead. And my grandma came in and she was crying, boo-hoo crying and everything. I'm like, and she left, came back, the police was on the way, the firefighters, the ambulance, everybody. And as soon as all of them got there, I got up.
That can't be real. That's not real. That's not real at all. You just made that up, right? You're pranking us.
As soon as the police and the ambulance, all the people came, I got right up and just walked out. Mad as hell. She was mad as hell. Like, I think I was like 11, 12 at the time. And you had all those people. I'm pretty sure it was probably like, because you had the neighbors come in because they seen the cop car, so they trying to see what happened. So you got like people coming in. It's like 50 plus people outside, people downstairs. I stood right up and walked out the tub. And people were livid. She was so angry. Like, I got a whooping, everything. Like,
I remember you said you got some whoopings from her, back in the day. That was probably one of the worst ones, right?
Nah, the worst whooping I ever got from her was we were at Wendy's. I never forget. I was at Wendy's and she told me not to get out the car. And she said, "I'm going to go in here, get food. I'm coming back out." And she told me not to get out of the car. So I stayed in the car and I got out the car. Let's see. And I tried to get back in before she got out. And she got a switch off the tree. She found a tree and got a switch off the tree and beat me with it, which was cool. That was fine. Like, I could take it. So we got home. I guess she was still mad. We got home. Like, I thought everything was cool. I was still playing around. And I took a nap. I woke up and got in the shower. And all I hear is the door open. I got another whooping in the shower. That was the worst. I never forget that one.
But And sorry, and Drew was just asking too, like the format on this, like, just fire away with any questions so people don't got to listen to my dumb voice. But real quick, before somebody jumps in, Isaiah, like when you're laying there with ketchup all over you and the police are called and everybody's, no part of you thought like, I should probably, let them know I'm alive. You took it to that point when everybody was there?
Yeah, I wanted to. I think it's like, knowing what I know now, I probably should have got up sooner, but I wanted to make the prank go longer than it should. So I kind of like, and my sister was like, not narrating, but like guiding the whole thing. And my sister was there and she was like watching, like pretending like, you know what I'm saying? And then I just took it to the extreme. And yeah. So,
ketchup all over.
not all over, just like made it look like I was bleeding and And I don't know why she didn't, I guess she's older. So she's like, it's blood. She didn't probably think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. So, all right. And Isaiah's got something, he's got to jump off here in a bit. So thanks so much for hanging, Isaiah. Whatever you got to roll, just,
No, that's fine.
tap. But I know that these folks got some questions. So just fire away, guys.
Ask away.
So I got a question here. So I'm a barbecue junkie, right? I'm obsessed, and it's hard up here because there's really not a lot of great barbecue in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Now I know you're a barbecue guy. Do you have what's your favorite? Like, if you had to figure out what your favorite barbecue dish is, what would it be?
From my barbecue place?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the brisket Sunday.
Yes.
We have a brisket Sunday, which is amazing. So I'm gonna go with that. Even the thing is, I don't make the barbecue. I don't know how to cook.
Mhm.
But my chef, like, he's amazing. I'm saying he's like a pit master from Texas, makes amazing barbecue. And actually, his assistant at the time came up with this idea, the brisket Sunday, and it was like every time I go work, I'm saying I'm getting that. I'm getting the brisket Sunday. It's amazing.
How hard was it opening a barbecue restaurant, knowing that you don't, like, obviously you found somebody you trust and you found somebody who's a great chef. How hard was it getting into that, though, as the owner of a restaurant? I mean, how that had to be kind of a
it was actually during the pandemic. So we started like doing things in like June 20th of last year. And that was like in the middle of a pandemic. But it was kind of easy because you didn't have to go anywhere to get, permits and things like that. You had to do it online. So it made it easy for me because I didn't want to leave anyway. You go downtown Miami and ask the city, can I do this? Can I do that? I'd rather do it online. So that was the easy part. And then I guess the hard part was kind of finding a place to be in the right location so you can make the most, the most of it. And I felt like, so today I just closed on my second restaurant, which is like 10 minutes away from me. But the first one is in Hialeah. So we kind of like, so today I closed on my second one, and we just looking for locations in the right spots, because we don't use regular, like, how you say, grills, or we use barbecue pits.
Oh, for sure.
But these pits are big, and we need outside cooking. We want outside cooking because that's the traditional way of making barbecue, from my understanding, right? So that's the hard part, because not every city allows they don't have permits for outside cooking, so it's kind of hard. But that was the only hard thing. I'm pretty sure now that we're in brick and mortar, it's gonna be kind of difficult and things like that. But we'll make it work.
Well, things will pop up, but no, I just think it's super interesting. Like that's a thing to jump into, man. You're certainly not scared of that. I can dig that. And cheers, hey, congratulations on the new place.
Appreciate it, Machi.
Hey, I know we're talking barbecue and pranks and everything, but is it all right if I ask you kind of a serious football question?
Go ahead, yeah.
So, I think one of the things I really appreciate about you as a player, being a diehard Bills fan, is that not just that you've accepted everything that the team has asked you to do, but you've excelled at it. I think about when you came to the team in 2018, I mean, we were a freaking wreck and you were out there balling out. And, as the team has gotten better, your role has evolved. And, reading the profile and go long before the AFC Championship game, I got all into it. I was ready. It was like, Ty is damn right. Get Isaiah the ball. It's only gonna take 3 touches, and that's gonna flip the script. And we didn't see it, and we all know what happened. And going into the offseason, I just figured you were a goner, honestly, because again, every time you get the ball, you do something good with it. And I just wonder, there's so many good vibes around this Bills team. Everybody talks about it's a different day in Orchard Park and everything. But at what point do you just go, what the hell else do I have to do?
I guess I say that to myself when I get home. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what else do I need to do to get the ball? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm doing everything they ask me to do. I don't mind doing it and things like that. But I mean, like you said, you know what I'm saying? I accept my role, and that's all I can do. All I can do is control what I can control. But eventually, when those opportunities come, you know what I'm saying, I'll be prepared. I just gotta, it's. I don't even know what to say to that. It's kind of hard because I can't get myself the ball. You know what I'm saying, I can't put in my own plays. You know what I'm saying, but that's why I want the punt return and the kick return job, so I can have more opportunities in a game. You know what I'm saying, and I know my role on offense. Probably, I don't know if it's gonna be the same. I don't know what's gonna happen, but if it is the same, at least I have punt return and kick return to make up for it.
I guess I asked that question from a league-wide perspective, not so much what do you have to do to get the ball more in Buffalo. It's you've got this stuff on tape. I just thought I didn't think that there was any way you weren't going to have a better offer on the table. That's what kind of perplexes me. I'm wondering. I'm sure you're asking the same question.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people would say, well, not a lot of people, but it's just like they're trying to figure out, what am I? You know what I'm saying? Is he a every down receiver? You know what I'm saying? Is he just a returner? It's just kind of like, so when you're in that gray area, they kind of get to lowball you in a such until you stick to one position. So I was like, if I was in Cole Beasley's role, then that wouldn't be that it wouldn't be a gray area. You'd be a receiver. If I was in Andre Robertson's role, like I'd be a returner. So it's just trying to figure out what guy is he. He does everything. He does a lot of things. He does a lot of good things. But where do we put him? Like, where's his scale? Like, what is his ceiling? But for me, it's just like, put me where you need to put me, and I'll excel at it. Whether you put me a receiver every down, I can make a place happen. Look what I did to the Dolphins. If you put me a returner, I mean, I was have a background in returning the ball. So it's just, the fact that they got to figure out where to put me. But this year, I'll make sure they figure out where to put me.
Hey, Isaiah, with the locker room, who would you say are, if you want to just maybe like a Mount Rushmore of who are the leaders in the locker room? And also, when you name the people, like what makes a good leader in the locker room? Like, is it yelling at people? Is it just lead by example? Bringing food to the locker room? Like what's the things that makes like your top 4 leaders in that locker room? What makes them a leader?
Top 4 leaders. Okay, picture all the players. Bye. All right, I'm gonna go Jerry Hughes. This is so hard because they're both leaders. Between Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, they're both like good leaders. And I'm gonna go with Mitch Morris. Our center, Mitch Morris. I feel like those guys are good leaders. So I was like with Mitch, I'm saying he's a quiet guy, very quiet guy. But when you look at him, he leads by example. But if he has to say something, he will. And I feel like he doesn't yell at guys. He just makes sure we need to get things done. And him being been in the league for a while, so he understands the game more, and he teaches a lot of players a lot of things. On the O line, he teaches a lot of guys, and just grooming Josh and things like that. But I hate to just say those 4 because of a lot of people. But I'm enjoying Poyer. You know what I'm saying? He also, I would say all 4 guys, they don't say much. They lead by example, but when they have to say something, you're listening because they don't say much, but also because they know what they're talking about. And I'm gonna say Jordan Poyer is because he's been around for a while. He's on the back and he leads that defense just like Michael Hyde does. And I feel like, a lot of guys listen to him. I listen to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably the loudest in the locker room, but when he's talking, I'm listening because he has something good to say. And I feel like Micah is the same way. Micah doesn't say much, but when he needs to say it, everybody listens. And the same thing goes with Jerry. Jerry is like the how would you say, like we call them old heads, where like old school, they kind of like, rough around the edges because they've been, been through the trenches. And that's Jerry. He's going to speak up for the players. He's all for the players. You know what I'm saying? When things aren't right, he's going to tell us it's not right. When things are going good, he's going to congratulate us. But Jerry is the boss. You know what I'm saying? And everybody listens when he speaks, even the coaches. But I would say those four players, they do a great job of leading the team. And and another thing you said was, what makes a great leader. I feel like for me, you know what I'm saying, I like to be yelled at. It doesn't matter. I can be yelled at. You speak to me soft. It doesn't matter. Like but I'm listening because I know, you're talking to me for a reason, especially if you're my teammate or my coach. Um, but they speak. When they speak, you're listening. They don't have to yell because everybody in the locker room respects those guys. But great question. Yeah, those four.
So Isaiah, great game in the second Dolphins game. You really showed everything that you could do. What was going through your head when on that last touchdown of the half, when you come back in motion and you're picking up that guy coming right up the middle on the blitz? Like, I've never seen a play design like that. And not only did you come over and block the guy, but you stuck it to him. You went to him. You didn't let him give him a chance to run you over. So did you guys see that in film before the game, or was that something Josh saw, or tell me how that all worked?
When it's an all-out blitz, we don't have that many guys to block on all-out blitz. You know what I'm saying? It's more than 5 coming, So for us, we was like, if it's an all-out blitz, we got to bring somebody in because we already have the tight end in. So we have to bring an extra body in there to block, just to give Josh a little bit more time. So when that happened, we saw it in the game, and Josh was like, "Hey, come over," and it could have been Bees, it could have been me. It was me, but it just so happened to be me. But it could have been Bees, it could have been Gabe, but I just so happened to be in the game. So he called me in, and it was just to, block the extra guy because we didn't have that many bodies to block. But yeah, I had to give it to him, and that's another thing I do. I don't mind blocking. You know what I'm saying, if I got to block for Josh to throw the ball, throw a touchdown before the half, I'll do it. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And we obviously practiced that. So I've taken hits from Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde because they know that I'm coming over. And, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. So I kind of got that toughness from them. So when I got in the game, it was like, hey, I know you're coming hard because my safeties already did it to me in practice. So I just had to lay the wood before he did it to me.
Excellent.
Isaiah, you mentioned, your desire to return punts and kicks. And I just remembered back at Denver that mentally that was something you really had to work through then when things were bad. And I think a lot of people, everybody kind of goes through stuff mentally in life. How did you plow through that? And why are you so eager to throw yourself big right into that role if that's really where you're needed and to affect things with this team?
I would say I've been doing that my whole life. That's how, what I'm saying? That's when I got drafted, I got out of Georgia. I'm the record holder at Georgia for the most returns and, most career returns and most punt returns. So it's that's what I did. And I enjoyed doing it. I just felt like when I got to Denver, I'm saying, it was a little different. I'm saying I'm going against left-footed punters now. These are pro guys. I'm a rookie. I'm still learning my way. And I take full responsibility. All that was my fault. Every mess up I made was my fault because I could have focused more on the ball. I could have did this. I could have did that. I could have made some better decisions. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was my downfall, was trying to do too much. I got too greedy because it was at a point in the beginning of the season where I was having a good season, and then after those 5-6 games, I kind of went in the slump. And then you start losing confidence and things like that. But I feel like now, I'm saying it's been a couple of years. I've been catching punts in practice, kicks in practice, and I feel like being behind Andre, it taught me a lot. Whether it's making decisions, catching the ball, things like that. Because I know how to catch. It's just the fact that I got to be confident in catching the ball. I got to be, I got to make the right decisions. I got to know when to let it go, when not to, when the fair catch and things like that. And I feel like being behind Dre for 2 years is it's molded me, because I'm older now and I know what I need to do. I know that because once I get the ball in my hands, I'm good with it. So I just need to get it in my hands first. But I know what I need to do before I get the ball in my hands now.
I know Eric's got a question for you here. It's a burning question at the tip of his tongue. Let's hear it, Eric.
He's being too shy. He wants to know if you found your Christmas tree the other day.
Oh, no, actually, it's what is it? It's April 2nd. I won't be finding the Christmas tree until probably November, but no, I haven't found it yet.
Okay.
I got a quick one.
Go ahead.
Back, I think it was the year before last, in the Jets game at the end of the year when a lot of the guys were resting, and you got tapped on to go play corner. Was that planned, or was that just like a spur of the moment? You know, coach taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, get out there," and you're like, "Wait, what?"
It was. I forgot I played corner too. Oh man, I should be a Hall of Famer after this. But no, like a guy went down. We were going to the playoffs, so we were trying to rest, our starters and things like that.
Mhm.
But two guys, I think it was Levi got hurt, and then I think it was another guy. I forgot who got hurt. Kevin Johnson was sitting down. I think another guy got hurt. So it was like, hey, and when Levi got hurt, he said, "Hey, Isaiah, coach said, hey, Isaiah, you may need to play corner." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Not thinking it would really happen. I'm still playing offense. I'm like, all right, whatever. He's just talking. And as soon as somebody else got hurt, she said, "Isaiah, get in." I say, "Oh, you want me to get in for real?" Like, I gotta go for real. I gotta get in there. So I got in the game and I wasn't scared. It was just like, I know I'm fast. So I'm like, but I'm not really sure if I can backpedal. Like, I don't know the techniques of a corner, but I'm an athlete, so I'm making it happen. But then they put a tight end on me. I'm like, yo, I got him. And he's like, yeah, you got him. I'm like, this man's like 6'4", 240. Yeah, me. So luckily they ran the ball, but all I had to do was set the edge. But
Thank you, Adam Gase.
But if they were passing, then I would have been sick. But it was fun though. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about that. I need to put it on my resume. So,
Man, they should have extended Adam Gase.
Hey Isaiah, I'm down here in Miami, man. I know you grew up down here. You're from down here. Can you kind of talk about what it was like with just how important football is, and just the talent level and the competition in the youth leagues and middle school and high school? Because it's unbelievable. I've only seen a little bit, but even in the neighborhoods, like we did some work in the community and just seeing like in some of the rougher communities, just how, I mean, it's all the time in the middle of the summer, wintertime. I mean, there's a football and there's kids playing and they're fighting for it and everyone's trying to get to the top. And you can just see that like that competition, that level in these little kids just goes all the way up. And that's how the talent just, I mean, rises to the top and dominates really when it gets to it.
You're right. And around here, football is year round. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the Olympics going on, basketball season, track, like football is year round. You got 7-on-7, you got flag football, you got all these things. And I feel like there's been a lot of talent for years, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, a lot of talented guys don't even make it, even though they were better than some guys that made it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like Florida's, I wouldn't say that, because you got California and Texas, they got good football, but Florida's a place to be if you're trying to, play some football, you know what I'm saying? You got the sun, it's never cold here, so that's why football is year round, for the most part. But just like you said, it's little league's getting way bigger. It's bigger now. Little kids are traveling to other states to play football. 7-on-7 is getting real big. High school football it's been big, but I feel like it's getting even bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like with the offers and kids getting their NFL size already. So you're right. Football here is very unique, and people love it.
It's draft season.
Oh, sorry.
So, do you have a good combine or or pro day or anything like that story from when you were coming out? Or do you have any sleepers coming up from maybe your alma mater that you're looking at and saying, "Hey, Bean, let's go"?
Any combine stories? I think I'm pretty. I think I have a combine. Ah man. No, I don't think I have a combine story. I just feel like the combine is like very tiring. So I feel like the guys that are running all these fast times and things like that, I feel like now they're in their environment. They got the rest. At the combine, you gotta be up at 5 in the morning, and they make you go to sleep at like 12. I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do? You want me to run a 4.3 with 3 hours of sleep? What are we doing? But it was cool though. Combine wasn't that bad, but the sleep part was just ridiculous. Any sleepers from my alma mater? So actually, my high school American Heritage, my old high school American has about 6 guys coming out that I want to see get drafted. Out of Georgia, he went to Georgia. Tyson Campbell, Patrick Surtain, his son went to my high school. He went out of Alabama. Um, Khalil Herbert, I don't know if you guys know, out of Virginia Tech, the running back. He went to American Heritage as well. Um, who else? Anthony Swartz from Auburn ran super fast. He went to my high school as well. I actually raced against him before he went to Auburn. Like we chat a lot. So those guys, I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do. But I'm kind of happy that those guys are about to get drafted. So I'll be watching the draft. I usually don't watch it, but I'll be watching just for those guys.
Yeah, what are you running at a pro day, right? When the trigger's a little quicker on that stopwatch.
You mean for me or?
Yeah. Like, I mean, your combine time was through the roof.
Oh man, yeah, my combine time was like 4.42, 4.42. Pro day, I probably ran a 4.3 something, 4.35. You know what I'm saying? I could have upped my draft stop a little bit. Fifth round, I could have went fourth, maybe third. I'm saying it was, but you know what I'm saying. I guess I should have waited to come out of college like now, even though I'm older, but I could have found a way to kind of get that through there. But it's cool though. I like to see guys run fast, super fast, and then when they get to me, it's like, hey, how fast are you? So.
Hey, Isaiah, how would you describe Sean McDermott? I mean, and he's very close when he talks in public. He's very quiet. He's kind of a square, to be honest with you. But like, I'm assuming like in the locker room, he might be different. Like, what's he like? Like when you in the locker room, like, is he like, what's he like?
No, he's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? He talks to us. You know what I'm saying? Probably is a square. You never know. But he's our guy. He talks to us. He has the dad jokes and.
What kind of music does he like?
I have no idea. The thing is, he is kind of an odd guy. I'm not gonna lie. Like he used to be a wrestler. He probably likes opera. I think maybe he probably likes jazz a little. Not saying it's bad. Like a lot, you can have one, but it's just for him as a football coach. It's like you gotta get your players going. And I'm pretty sure jazz is not or opera is not the deal. And I don't know. Maybe he may catch us off guard with some rap here and there. Maybe, I don't know. But he's a cool guy. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's a podcast guy. Maybe. Like self-improvement, like discipline. Like he likes that. He seems like he reads about that kind of stuff. So maybe he does a podcast.
Hey, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? You know what? My goal this year is to get to know Sean McDermott, like know him like a book. I'm gonna try to get the ins and outs of him. Then next time I'm on this what do you call this? Happy hour. I'm gonna tell you all about him.
You can just do the Sean McDermott blogs on Go Along.
Oh. You're hired. You're hired. First hire. There we go. I love it. Yeah. I mean,
Tyler does pay in candy. So.
Exactly. That's the thing. We can't get you, on the books with the W-9s and all that crap, but we'll pay you in candy under the table. We can do that.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah, that was phenomenal. I'm sure there's some more questions out. I mean, you've been so generous with your time. I mean, anybody else, just jump right in whenever you want here.
I got one more. It's kind of a little personal, but I'm curious. Because of COVID, the vaccine is out and it's pretty much available to everyone. Has the league or the team like told you guys, the players, like you guys have to get vaccinated? Like, I'm curious how that is. Like, or is it like it's up to you, like if you want to get vaccinated or?
Well, they haven't come to me about anything, or I'm pretty sure they didn't come to me. They didn't come to anybody else. Maybe they're probably in the talks, in the works of saying something, but we don't know anything yet. But we do know OTA starts April 19th, I think. But other than that, we don't know anything else about vaccines or when we'll be back. So we'll see.
So I guess my question for you would be, it's kind of been a whole thing today about being slept on. Like, yourself, like you feel like you can do more. Who else on this team is someone that you see in practice or that you think can be that next guy up or really just impresses you that we don't know about who we should other than yourself?
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of guys that, you know what I'm saying, that I see and I'm like, saying if he gets a chance, he's gonna be great. And my favorite guy, I'm pretty sure a lot of people like him, is Duke Williams. Like he grinds so hard, you know what I'm saying? He's a grinder, you know what I'm saying? He's grown mentally, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And he's just like every day he comes to work, every day he's grinding, every day he's putting 100%, you know what I'm saying? But you'll never get to see it because he's not out there on the field. But that's a guy that puts in 100% effort each and every day. And I feel like Duke Williams is one of the guys, you know what I'm saying? Whenever he gets his chance, he's going to shine. And you're seeing little glimpses here and there last year, preseasons and things like that. But, he's a great dude. You know what I'm saying? He's like a brother to me. But he's one of the guys that I look forward to watching, eventually.
So how many wins we talking, Isaiah? Do you want to shoot a guarantee out into the atmosphere right now? This is opportunity.
You know what? I can't even say how many wins because we got 17 more games. I mean, one more game, one extra game.
Do you like that? Do you hate it? I know it's kind of all over the place.
The thing is, I can't do nothing about it. Like I'm gonna play these 17 games regardless. Hopefully, coach said, "Well, we have a good record and we can rush the starters by week 16 and 17." So, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm the starting kick returner, punt returner, maybe I'll get a break. Maybe I'll get a break. But we'll see.
Awesome.
Isaiah, I know Ty's trying to wrap this up.
No, I'm not. Hey, Spence, you came in late, so what can you
I know. This is great. So this locker room compared to other locker rooms, like how's the vibe? I mean, are you guys, it's obvious you keep it pretty loose and you're all pretty tight, but compared to other locker rooms maybe you've been around, like how is this one any different? And, the pressure of, when you're coming, you win the first few playoff games and then you're going into the AFC Championship game. So how do you guys stay loose and keep the vibe, upbeat, but also super competitive still?
This locker room's amazing. I've only been to two. You know what I'm saying? I hope I stay in that area where it's just two. But Denver, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. You know what I'm saying? It was like a little bump heads here and there and things like that. But who doesn't? But in Buffalo, I feel like when you I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's like one big family, Everybody gets along. Of course, you're gonna have your disagreements and things like that, but it doesn't matter. Like we know at the end of the day we have one goal in common, and that's to win football games. But going into the playoffs, when we won those first two playoff games, everybody stayed the same, and McDermott made sure that everybody was the same. He didn't change up the practice schedule. He didn't change up the way he didn't get uptight. No coaches we were all loose.
Yeah, not super high, not super low.
Yeah, we stayed in the middle, and I feel like we were like that the whole season. You know what I'm saying? Because after the Arizona loss, we could have won in the slump. After the Tennessee loss, we could have won in the slump there, but we kind of stayed the course. You know what I'm saying? There was no, we need to change this, we need to change that. You know what I'm saying? We just knew we needed to be better. So you know, we had the players obviously because even though we lost, we kept, you know what I'm saying, we learned from it and then we went on to win more games, you know. But I just felt like we all stayed level headed, but at the same time kept our personalities because you know what I'm saying, the only reason we kept our personalities is because our coaches kept their personalities. And
For sure.
you know what I'm saying we're the image of our coaches. And I feel like we did what they told us to do and you know, we made it far. You know, we came up short, but it's a learning experience, you know. So
It's a fun group, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like the way you guys are interacting with each other, it's fun. I mean, lifelong Bills fan, and there's been some years where it's been not that fun, but this is super fun. So
yeah, it was like it's cool. Like I never got the chance. I guess I would say like I never got the chance to see like. Well, I guess when I was in Denver until now, like now I see why I'm saying teams make fans, you know, happy. You know what I'm saying now because like now that I look at it, we're winning games, we're having fun. You know what I'm saying? You know, social media with social media and things like that. It shows that you know what I'm saying we have an effect on people outside of the building. And for us to win games and make Bills Mafia happy, and you know what I'm saying, eventually they got to come to the stadium, and then they reciprocated that by yelling as loud as they can, even though it was like 7,000, you know. So like you know what I'm saying that made me happy, you know, seeing that, and hopefully we can get everybody this year, you know, get all 73. That'd be awesome.
It's just wild, Isaiah, too. Like talking about, you know, Sean McDermott letting guys be themselves. You know, Spence is, you know, hitting on such a great point. You guys all are yourselves and you're having fun and your personalities show. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised they got to this point. You know, having talked to some guys when he first came in, like Sammy Watkins and some of the guys that left that first year, they use terms other than square to describe your head coach that weren't that great. I mean, what is that like behind the scenes? That how does he kind of let you guys be yourselves when he is so disciplined, so by the book, and he's sleeping 2.5, 3 hours a night, and he doesn't strike me as a guy that wants you all to be yourselves like this.
I guess he kind of like just trying to, for him, he's like a sponge, you know, like even though he's so plain, he doesn't mind taking a little bit here from his players. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a guy can, for example, like let's say he does listen to jazz or opera. He doesn't mind Trey White giving him a song to listen to. He'll probably go listen to it for real, you know? Like he doesn't like for me, he says like be myself. Me, I mean, I'm going to yelling practice. I'm probably doing a backflip here and there, doing something crazy. And he'll come up to me and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He probably crack a joke or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just like he knows I joke around, things like that. But when we know we're on the field, we know we need to get the job done. And as long as he see things getting done, he doesn't mind at all. But you know, like he's very, don't get me wrong, he's when he speaks, we listen. And I guess that's the number one thing in any relationship, whether it's, you know, a wife or coach or whatever. You just have to listen. And when you listen, you take heed to it. And that's what we do with him. And that's why we were so successful this year. We kind of just take heed to what he was saying, but also, you know, continue to be ourselves, you know, and our personality show in the locker room, shows in the media, you know what I'm saying? But on the field, you know, we turn into like marching soldiers, you know what I'm saying? We got one goal. We got to get it complete. After that game, hey, be yourself.
Kai, do I have a chance for a question? Is it too late?
As long as Isaiah wants to stay, man, you're giving us way more time than I thought. So it's up to him.
I'm be here for a couple more minutes because I got to throw a party at 8:00. So.
Oh, that's nice. Just speaking of fans, obviously with no fans in the stands, you were able to interact with them in Twitter.
Yeah.
Fans were saying, listen, I'll give you a dozen wings to re-sign with the team. They were offering you what they could afford, whether it was a part of their car or maybe a body part to sign with the Bills. Did that factor in at all for re-signing for 1 year? And how much do you actually read what all the fans say on Twitter to you?
I read it a lot. You know what I'm saying I'm interested to see what people are saying and things like that. But you know what I'm saying, like I said, I wanted to stay regardless unless something extravagant hit the fan, and you know what I'm saying it was too good not to take. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I was staying regardless. You know what I'm saying? and like I said, I read what the fans say, and I appreciate it a lot because I know the fans are watching. The fans are, what we do it for. And like I said before, like I was happy, I was happy that the fans were happy that I was coming back. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fans, and I'm pretty sure they appreciate me as well. And it's just, I'm saying, for me, it's the place I wanted to be. Whether it gave me a lung, a heart, I would appreciate it. I would have came back, but I wanted to be back, regardless. So.
Yeah, and Ty, you could probably speak to that. You've covered so many markets. We always look at fans in athletes as cynical, but don't you think, Ty, that these athletes in Buffalo actually mean it when they talk about the fans?
Gee, I mean, it sure seems like to me. I mean, it's real. I think because they understand the pain of, the fans in Western New York. I lived in Green Bay for 5 years, and it's just different. They're in the playoffs every year. It's like they go 13-3, lose a playoff game, and the pitchforks are out at Lambeau Field. Where here it's like 7-9, and you're looking for that silver lining. So I think that the players and the fan, the connection seems to be a little different, no doubt.
Yeah, it is. It is a little different. I'm saying now, like I said, now that I'm in it, now that I'm here and I've been here for a little while, like I understand. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I first got here, I wanted to win for myself. You know what I'm saying? Just to be on a team, just to win games. You know what I'm saying? But now that we've grown from that, I want to win. For the fans. You know what I'm saying? I want to. Because I feel the support. You know what I'm saying? Especially just for me personally, I feel the support for me, and to me, like, I don't even have that big of a role to be supported. You know what I'm saying? So I do what I can, and for them to support me, for me just doing what I can in a limited role I am, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, I feel it. So I want to reciprocate that as well. I'm pretty sure Diggs and Bees and Josh, Milano, all those guys, they want to do the same thing. Now that they feel, what we have, you know what I'm saying? So.
Hey, Isaiah, question. How did you feel about John Brown getting waived? And also, like, do you think he'll be missed because he was like the number one wide receiver a couple of years ago? And Emmanuel Sanders, did he play with you in Denver?
Yeah.
How do you feel about him? And so, like, two-part question.
Both great players. John Brown, of course, he would be missed. I mean, like I said, like it was like a family. You know what I'm saying, but I feel like every year being in McDermott, the organization just comes up, bring these guys along that fit the puzzle, like no knock to John Brown, great player. But now we have Emmanuel Sanders, which, has a great personality. He's won a Super Bowl. He had team chemistry. He was on the team with Von Miller, Talib, Chris Harris, Demaryius Thomas, like Peyton Manning. So he knows what it takes. And he's also like a social guy. And that's what we are. Our team is very social. We get along. We all get along. And I feel like it. We won't miss a beat. And no disrespect to John Brown, but like I said, they always find a piece to replace, and they do a good job. A good job at it. And I feel like Emmanuel Sanders is a great player. He's gonna bring that dog mentality, which we already have. He's just gonna add fuel to the fire, and we're gonna get this thing rolling.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to cut it off. If there's one more question out there, anybody who hasn't had a chance to ask Isaiah, who's just been awesome here. Anybody got one last one?
What are you drinking at the party tonight?
Yeah, what are you drinking, man? What are you doing? What's your favorite drink?
So I've never drank or smoked in my life. So I don't know what anything tastes like. To be honest.
That's great.
I've never done that before. So, but the people around me, they drink. You know what I'm saying? They smoke and things like that, which is fine to me. I don't knock it, but I've never done it in my life. So but I will be having Gatorade and waters. So
great marketing opportunity.
Yeah,
quadruple fisting.
Don't get me wrong. I'll drink a ton of juice. Like I love strawberry lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, like, I've never done that. So
good.
We try to get all sides. Last week, like I said, Andy Janovich, about 15 bush lights deep, chewing tobacco. And then we got Isaiah McKenzie living a clean life. So we try to get everything here.
The water and Gatorade, it's legit.
Man, Isaiah, that was amazing. We can't thank you enough for spending a Friday night with us. I mean, God, thank you so much. We can see why you're a fan favorite in Western New York. That was great.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Whenever we can do it again, let's do it again.
Hey, you just say the word, man. It's open invite on the Go Long Happy Hour. Just say the word.
I appreciate you, fam.
Thanks a lot, Isaiah.
Thank you.